Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ice Castle. Rowdy Raider hockey taking place here right behind us as MTSU squares off with the Ole Miss Ice Sharks. I'm Dylan Simmons alongside my broadcast partner. Tonight it is Matt, and Matt, what an awesome game we've got here behind us. Cannot wait to see what happens tonight.
We sure do, Dylan. We know we had big, tempers flying last night with the whole Ole Miss MTSU rivalry that's brewing right here. Looking for another great game all the way around. Hoping for a different outcome as last night, obviously, as MTSU unfortunately caught the loss. But, hoping to come out with a new mindset, hoping to come out with a big win and take one from Ole Miss.
Yeah, you discussed last night, and as we saw going into it, a lot of emotions that are going to be probably carrying over from last night into tonight. We saw the tempers flaring. We saw all of the emotional plays and the physicality. It's going to be very interesting and curious to see if that carries over going into it. But as you can see, the rink behind us is black, but soon the Rowdy Raiders will be making their grand entrance onto the ice. And we're going to see just what is going to take place. But before we do that, Matt, we're going to get into some storylines. So we talked about the ruggedness, the toughness that we saw from many players, but we also saw a lot of penalties from MTSU that ended up costing them the long run.
Most definitely. Just all around was not a very well-executed game for the Blue Raiders. And that's something they got to clean up on tonight if they want to come out with a win. Most definitely, got to limit the penalties, limit turnovers. Just all around, it just wasn't a great game for them. So limiting the power play opportunities for Ole Miss, because I think alone in the first period, plays. Luckily, we were able to, execute it perfectly to where they didn't score, but, you can't give away too many power plays, and then because it's going to bite you sooner or later.
Yes, it will, and as you can see, Metallica invading the speakers here at the Ford Ice Center, the Ice Castle. Love to hear Enter Sandman. But now we're going to carry it over to our next point, and I'm going to bring this one up also, Matt. We're going to be talking about how MTSU hasn't really played a consistent 60 minutes so far that we've seen. I think that's going to be key for tonight as well. We've touched on it. MTSU hasn't really been able to put together a full game. It's going to be very crucial for them to play a consistent 60 minutes, get goals, get defensive stops, and play to the ability that we know they're capable of.
Most definitely. I mean, last night came out with a great defensive execution in the first period, keeping it 0-0 and then taking, the first goal there early in the second. But it's just one of those things, it's a full game. You got to play all three periods, both hard on both sides of the puck. And if they're looking to execute for a win tonight, you got to keep the foot on the gas. It seems like at times they get kind of safe. Like last night we saw they got the 1-goal lead, and, the way that game was going, it looked like a defensive kind of game. But it's one of those things is once you get that first goal, you got to keep going. It just feels like they were playing kind of cautiously, and at times if you play that game, it's going to bite you in the butt. It's going to bite you in the butt.
Good point. We talked about a little bit of the sluggishness that MTSU had early on. Couldn't really start in the way they wanted to. That's going to be crucial for them to be able to pick up on that. Love the point there. We saw that last night they also got off to a scoreless first period, and that was another crucial factor for MTSU. Tonight, Matt, they're going to want to make sure to establish the tone. You and I were speaking before the broadcast about this very topic. Establish a tone here early, especially with emotions running so high.
Most definitely. The way the game ended last night definitely should be a sour taste in all Blue Raider fans and players' mouths. I mean, coming out of that game, you saw, we had 2 ejections basically in 30 seconds. They have to come out aggressive. They have to come out, being the physical team. And that's going to be the key is if they play and wait until Ole Miss tries to make a move physical-wise, it's not going to go well. So they really have to go out there, get physical, and be aggressive.
Great point. It's not about waiting. It's about taking the moment and absolutely shooting for it and making something happen. But we've got our man, Mr. Bowtie, Noah Brady, along the ice side, and he is going to give us our first report of the night. Noah, what do you have for us?
Hey guys, well, Coach Rather was obviously a little bit disappointed after last night's shortcoming. He said last night was not our night. We just didn't look like ourselves. MT is a team who finds their identity in their strong skating ability. They can glide up and down the ice with great pace and with control of the puck, and last night they did not showcase that at all, especially in the early goings of last night's affair. The first period last night looked jittery for both teams, said Coach Rather. Even into the second period, a lot of back and forth, and no one was really able to seize the momentum until later on in the second period. MT is going to need to get out to a stronger and faster start if they're looking for a different kind of outcome. Bobro is going to be in net tonight for the Blue Raiders. Coach Rather says that Ethan Roy hasn't played himself into a second string spot, but rather Bobert has played himself into that starting spot for tonight's game. He's looked really strong in his appearances on the road this season and even early on in the Vanderbilt series, guys, in that Friday night affair earlier. He's going to have to continue putting up that brick wall caliber of defense if MTSU looks to come out on top in this one. And let's face it, for the Rebels, they were able to put up a lot of goals last night against a strong MTSU defense who's still looking for that kind of identity, guys. And they're looking for more of the same. And the Land Sharks, who are on the ice tonight, so I guess you call them the Land Sharks. Anyway, guys, they came out and they did three things effectively last night. Keeping the puck in front of them defensively. They didn't let anything easy come to the offense last night. And more specifically in the late stages of the period. We talked about the first couple of minutes last night. This with just seconds left to go in the second period, rather. How recaptured that puck from their offense and then went into the locker room. They were very confident going into the last period. And finally, physicality. We talked about this for the Rebels early on, late in the game last night. Ole Miss, while MTSU is a skating squad, Ole Miss is a physical squad, and that's how they're going to take advantage early on in this one, going into the games for this series. Guys, I'm really interested to see how these teams come out of the locker room. The big difference in this one, stay calm and collected when this chippy and kind of back and forth sort of banter comes into this game. Guys, it's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to the start of this one here in just a few minutes.
All right, appreciate it. Love what Noah had to say there. Matt, you heard what Noah was talking about with both MTSU and Ole Miss. He mentioned the physicality. He mentioned how both teams kind of got off to a sluggish start, and that ended up impacting the game later on, and now that's going to carry all over into tonight. So what do you think is the biggest takeaway from what Noah just stated?
The biggest takeaway is definitely, they got to play physical, but something he brought up was, don't let your emotions get the best of you.
Right.
I mean, we saw last night with Ole Miss, that's two ejections that you probably shouldn't be taking that late into the game with that big of a lead. And so one of those things is for MTSU, you got to, keep your emotions to a minimum. You want to play a physical game, but you also can't go out there just looking to get, go for hits. You got to look to play smart. You got to, look to attack the puck at the right times. And also, we saw a lot of times last night is, the jitters that they had. It just feels like there was a lot of pucks getting by the team, and putting, Roy into tough situations where he was able to make plays here and there, but
yes.
You can't expect that to be happening, the whole game. Your defense has to play strong. You got to limit the turnovers, and so they got to get those jitters out quick if they want to come out to win. Great
point there. And we do want to give a couple of quick updates here before we get started for tonight. As Noah mentioned, Ryan Bobrow will be starting tonight for MTSU. He talked about how it wasn't that Ethan Roy played himself out of the spot, but that Bobrow has just had so many great practices as of late and so many good performances that they think he gives them the best opportunity to win. It's going to be interesting to see how number 72 does at net tonight. And, of course, last night we saw the brutal hit taken by Jackson Taylor right at the end. Took a big shot. The update is this. He is in concussion protocol, but is okay for MTSU. We're going to take a look and see how his condition plays out later on. But as of right now, Taylor is okay in concussion protocol, so great news on that end. Nothing serious for him. And as we saw, that physicality and that sort of hit, although it might not impact him physically, he's definitely going to be thinking about it. And for the players of MTSU, you got to think that adds a little extra motivation as well.
Most definitely. I mean, you got to see when your teammate's down on the ice that, you got to pick them up. And, you can pick him up physically, take him off the ice, but, the spirit is still in the locker room that, this game is to, have a revenge game for him.
Yes.
Obviously, you hate seeing your teammates down. And so it's just one of those things where you have to come back aggressive, and you got to win this for him. I mean, you don't want to see your teammate go out like that off of a dirty shot from Ole Miss. So you definitely, your emotions are going to be running high, but you got to play smart and, play this game for him and come out with the win for him.
Good point. And Abigail and I discussed this a little earlier last night, but there's a lot of vengeance kind of between these two right now, not just from last night's game, but when you want to go back to last year, MTSU lost by a combined score of 19-1 in their two games against this same Ole Miss team. And, of course, when you look at the CHS standings, MTSU finished 6th while Ole Miss finished 7th. That means that MTSU got the playoff spot while Ole Miss had to go home. So both teams kind of looking for a little bit of payback, and, of course, last night, that only adds to it, the emotions running high. It's really becoming a CHS rivalry for the ages, and you can bet that this is going to be maybe a legendary game between these two. Put this one maybe in the game to remember catalog, but we will see how all of it plays out very soon. But final thoughts here before we go into our game.
My final thoughts are just, I'm hoping to come out with a win. I'm hoping to, see great hockey all the way around. You're looking for a good game on both sides. Obviously, we're looking for a big win here for the Raiders. And we just, again, got to come out aggressive, got to play some solid defense. That's, they're still trying to figure out their identity, like Noah said. And so maybe they can find that there tonight. So you really got to help out with your, backup goalie in there again. Feels like he's the best one that could lead us to a victory tonight. But you got to help him out. Like we stated before, you can't expect your goalie to make, all these plays. You want him to, but again, it's just not logical. And so you have to, help them defensively, causing, commotion between Ole Miss's offense. And so looking for a big win for the Raiders tonight.
All right, I love the enthusiasm, love the points. The Ice Castle is rocking like Needling was against Alabama, and we're going to see all of it play out here very shortly. Stay tuned live on the MTN Sports YouTube channel. Rowdy Raider Hockey coming to you on the other side of the break. Stay tuned.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet 4. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2.
I'm going to that game.
Welcome back once again to the Ice Castle, the Ford Ice Center. Dylan Simmons alongside my partner here, Matt, and we're going to send it ringside here for opening ceremonies momentarily between MTSU and Ole Miss. All right, always beautiful with the national anthem. It's about time to play some hockey right behind us, but before we do, we're going to go into the lineups here for both MTSU and Ole Miss momentarily. We're seeing some switches tonight here from Matt for MTSU. How do you think that's going to play into tonight's contest?
I trust our coach. I trust, he's going to put out the best lineup. I believe that that's a lineup that could lead to some goals early on, leads to some solid defense. Might not have the big names of Palmer and Siciliano and everyone else, but it's a solid squad still being represented out there, looking to come out aggressive again and looking to attack.
Yeah, and a goalie switch also for Ole Miss that we'll be noting as well, as they're going to be switching up their goalies. Looks like Troy will be in for the Rebels, so interested to see how that will play out for tonight. But you mentioned it, different situation for MTSU with their starters, different players coming in than what we're used to seeing. It's going to be interesting to see how that affects the game and the tempo moving forward. Perhaps Coach Rather looking for a little bit different blend, a little bit different outcome than what we usually see. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how all of this plays out, and it's going to all play out very soon behind us. But again, it's going to be a great matchup between MTSU and Ole Miss, and you mentioned it, emotions are going to be a big factor in this one. How do these players keep those emotions down, Matt?
Well, you just got to, don't let them get to you. Obviously there's going to be chatter on the ice amongst the players, but you just got to hold them down, and you have to really not let it get the best of you.
All right, and we're underway here from the Ice Castle. Let's get down to brass tacks. MTSU taking it up early. And here come the Blue Raiders. Albanese trying to get after it, and he will not. Giving back over and sending it deep is Rathert. So MTSU and Ole Miss already off to a big jockey down on the near side. Looking for it is Corey Settle, excuse me. And looking to send it inside, and a big collision near the net. Looks like there is no goal scored. Nice save again by Bobro.
Yeah, Bobro really with a nice save there in the crease. A lot of red jerseys in front of him, but he's able to hold his composure and get a nice save for us.
Ryan Bobro with an immediate impact. We talked about how important that goalie switch would be, and already making a huge stride for MTSU. Ole Miss can try to send it to the inside. Shot on goal, and it just goes past the net that time. Boy, that was a close call.
Looks like Ole Miss is coming out with an aggressive mentality. Let's hope the Raiders can keep a strong defense and hopefully turn the tide.
And a turnover. It's going to be taken by MTSU. Here comes Corey Settle. Raiders have got open terrain in front of them. Settle trying to get the puck back, and now he's going to wait on it. Looking to the inside, trying to find someone. Settle looking. Finds his man. Puck goes deep, and nothing doing.
Glad to see, early shots on goal for the Raiders.
And Thomas deflects it, looking to the inside. Thomas still trying to go after it. Raiders are going to make a bit of a switch here. There comes Michael Settle in. Puck is sent deep once more. There you see Archon, his first action of the night. And there's the ice bender, Lyndon Palmer, his first bit of play. Now going to give it back over to Michael Settle. Here come the Rowdy Raiders. Settle looking, hesitates. Oh my goodness, took a big shot. And already we got a stoppage of play. And Matt, we talked about the physicality. You just saw it on display. Big time hit right there along the near boards.
Absolutely. It looks like a game of NFL blitz down there with that big of a hit. But, that's just going to be the game tonight. It's going to be big hits all the way around. Hopefully, the Raiders can, keep their composure again and, retaliate when it's needed and, score some goals.
Yeah, it looks like Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. So much big time action going on between these two. The hits are going to be fast and furious, folks.
Looks like we got an early power play for the Raiders here. Let's see if we can execute.
Yeah, and that is a massive one, too. A 5-minute major penalty has been assessed. So already Ole Miss with a huge mistake. And this is going to be MTSU's moment to strike. And if you're the Ice Sharks right now, Matt, that is the last thing that you needed.
Absolutely. When we talk about physicality, you got to play smart physicality. You can't just be going out there looking to hit each other. You got to play smart. And 5 minutes in the box on a 5-on-4, this could be a game changer early on.
Definitely will be a game changer. Referees assessing the penalty. So Ole Miss is already finding themselves in an early sea trench. We'll see if the Ice Sharks can swim their way out of it. Palmer looking for it and going to give it back over. MTSU has all kinds of time to do something with this 5-minute major. Going to go back to the far side, looking for Clay Stalzer, the goal machine himself. And still looking for it. MTSU gave up a 5-on-3 goal last night, Matt. They do not want to give up another shorthanded goal here.
Absolutely. That's just crucial for them if they give up another shorthand goal, especially with a 5-minute major penalty. It looks like we got another stoppage here.
Another stoppage, and looks like this one might be another penalty. And I believe this one is going to go against MTSU. How about that? So just when MTSU had a power play opportunity, it falls by the wayside, and I believe that was Yarger who's going to be out.
Yeah, it looks like now a change of momentum here. It looked like the Blue Raiders were going to be aggressive, but, you know, Ole Miss held strong and then, you know, changed the tides a little bit.
And we're going to have to see how MTSU now responds to this adversity. Puck is going to be played deep towards the near side, or far side, excuse me. Ole Miss with it. Ice Sharks looking to the inside once again. Rebels pass inside. That was almost an easy goal for Pellegrino for the Rebels. Instead, it's going to be sent deep, and MTSU going to chase after it now. Here comes the Icebender with a blazing speed, and it'll be sent back over by Troy of the Rebels. Now looking over, open opportunity, shot inside, and a nice pad save.
It's a great attack by Palmer, and he just glides along the ice like so majestically. You know, he almost, you know, if that's a big factor here tonight, if we want to get ahead quickly.
Good point there, and you talked about Palmer's versatility. He is a versatile athlete. He makes magic happen like Houdini. MTSU going to try to capitalize on that magic. Shot inside, off the mark, no good. And looking for it, up and over is Thomas. And Thomas will give it right back to the Rebels. So Ole Miss, now it's going to be taken back by Siciliano, who's got shifty plays to the inside again. Wrench had a chance, but sent right to Troy.
Again, I love the aggressiveness for MTSU here. You know, keeping it in Ole Miss territory. You know, this is the key. If you want to score goals quick and easy, you gotta put the pressure onto them.
And we're going to see another face-off. MTSU struggled early with these last night, Matt. It'd be crucial for them to win a few of these tonight, especially if they want to get opportunities on these shorthanded situations.
Most definitely.
Puck will be sent over along the MTSU bench and given back to the Rowdy Raiders, and another stoppage here. And I believe, we'll see what the call, but I believe this one was an offside. So already we're seeing a lot of early mistakes from both sides, just trying to establish an advantage, but you don't want to let the emotions take you over and let that dictate your play. You have to play calm, focused, and with control. And now MTSU trying to do just that. Here comes Fink to the inside, shot up and over, no good. Fink trying to get back to it, chasing it down. Fink looking, and it's going to be Knights waiting for it. Nick Knights along the near side, and it's getting picked off, and Ole Miss has it, going up along the near side. Here come the Ice Sharks. Shot looking to the inside, nothing doing.
Great defense there by the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, it's Joseph Robinson who made a very shifty move to the inside like Barry Sanders on a run play. Rebels going to try to take it from along the new blue line, and it's going to be picked off again by MTSU. Here comes Fink trying to get it back. Fink in a bit of a scrum, trying to hold on, and Ole Miss will emerge with from the chaos with the puck.
Fink getting that steal like Gary Payton back in the day.
Yes, yes. Has that Gary Payton playing ability. Puck's played along to the near side once again, and nearly an icing call. Waiting on it is MTSU, and they're going to send it deep once more. Both teams kind of in a stalemate right now, trying to avoid checkmate early on. You don't want to make a mistake that's really going to cost you the tempo of the game. Ole Miss going to send it to the inside.
Back to a 5-on-4 for Blue Raiders.
Yes, indeed. So MTSU now with the advantage, and still with a couple minutes left on this power play to do something with this. This is going to be MTSU's moment to strike. Looking to the inside, Rebels will take it back once again. And looking for the shot, nothing doing.
You can see the Blue Raiders really not trying to give up that shorthand goal like last night, so they're playing some defensive.
No score, 15-15 left in the first period. If you're just joining us here live on the MTS Sports YouTube channel. Both MTSU and Ole Miss hitting each other with early strikes, but nothing doing from inside the net. But both teams playing with aggressiveness and a chip on their shoulder. Ole Miss going to try to win it off the faceoff. They do have it, and still in a mosh pit down there. And looks like Ole Miss is going to try to come out with it.
Great clear there.
Great clear. MTSU is going to take it back with Lyndon Palmer. Palmer will conduct traffic. Like it's 3 o'clock when he just got out of school. Going to give it back over looking for Palmer, and does find Michelson. Oh, what a nice behind the back pass that was. Nonchalantly to Palmer, who plays it inside, nothing doing. Rathert will send it back over, and Ole Miss will emerge with it. That is John Whitmer for the Rebels. To the inside, MTSU trying to come up with it. Kind of gets pinched down there. Oh, a near opportunity, and it's cleared away by Ole Miss. MTSU with now just a minute or so left on the power play, trying to do something with it. Stalls were thought about waiting on it, but instead MTSU is going to go on a bit of a line change and another stoppage.
Love the aggressiveness coming out for MTSU here. And trying to, this last minute of the power play, trying to see if they can get a goal out of it.
Yeah, the urgency is definitely burgeoning for MTSU right now. They're trying to attack this power play and make something happen here. But so far, Ole Miss has been up to the challenge. They've handled this 5-minute major penalty masterfully. They're only a minute away from clearing it out completely. We'll see if the Rebels can do that. MTSU wasting no time. Racing up the ice like a John Force funny car is Lyndon Palmer to the inside, and nothing doing. Still hesitating, back over to Stalzer, who's dangerous with the puck, and he's going to give it back to Palmer. Palmer conducts it inside the ice bender, looking for Settle. Michael Settle now. Settle got pinched, holds on to it from the crease. Looking finds Stalzer. Stalzer lost it for a second. Now to the inside. Oh, just off the pad of Troy. And again, MTSU has to wait for their opportunity. Palmer does not need to get it behind the blue line right now. MTSU trying to keep it inside their own zone and keep attacking. Just under half a minute left on the power play now. And trying for the pass, and that was a bad pass. Ole Miss takes it right back, and here come the Ice Sharks. Looking to the inside, got one-on-one, deflected, and it goes right into the net. It's high enough to where air traffic control from the Nashville airport can pick that one up.
Absolutely, great defense there off the turnover. That's something they got to limit is to the turnover goals. If you can get back there, make a defensive stop. It's a big momentum change for your team.
Great point, and the face-off will be coming up here. Ole Miss has got to be feeling pretty good about how their defense has been playing thus far. MTSU trying to get one last gasp on the power play. Siciliano's got it, and here comes Siciliano. Matthews Siciliano inside, and it's just off the mark. What a great move that was, but couldn't make anything of it. MTSU still got it. Thomas to the inside, nothing doing.
Looks like the power play just ended for the Rebels.
And it looks like the Rowdy Raiders will say that was a try and try again later on. Nothing doing on the power play. Corey Settle sends it deep up along the Kroger side of the boards. Sending it back, and puck is deflected in the air. Ole Miss has it. Rebels will give it back over. Nicholas Knights for MTSU, who started the night off for the Rowdy Raiders. Has made some nice defensive plays. Blake Neiman also checking in for the first time. The audio man himself, who not only helps get microphones in order, but also teams in order, trying to do just that for MTSU up along the far side. And we're going to see Ole Miss try to send it to the inside once more, and they're, again, having some success getting pressure here, Matt.
Absolutely. Ole Miss is looking to, with the 5-on-5 now, is looking to be aggressive here and get a goal.
And a bit of a trip there as MTSU going to try to chase it down. Almost got a turnover, and that would have been a breakaway opportunity. Pignoko in for MTSU also. Ole Miss plays it back along the near side. Puck sent deep. Nice pad save by Bobro that time.
Love what I see out of Bobro early on. Needed some good stops, needed big plays here and there, and he's been able to execute.
All right, a couple line changes for MTSU and Ole Miss. Following likewise. Rebels trying to avoid making it 0-for-2 today when it comes to the Ole Miss sports teams. Of course, the football team took a loss to LSU earlier on. Trying to avoid that here. Rebels will take it along the Bridgestone part of the boards, looking to the inside, and nothing doing. And it's going to be Rathard. Coach's son sends it deep. And MTSU trying to get it back over. And so far, between these two, we've not seen a goal yet in either of their games in the first period. Still 11:40 left here in this first period. Rebels going to try to do something with it, but again, that stingy MTSU defense continues to baffle Ole Miss.
And that's what they need to do, is if they're looking to come out with the win here, they got to play this, stingy defense. You got to get in their head. Make them make a mistake that you need to execute on.
Yeah, it's all about the mental game for both sides right now. And another stoppage of play and another line change. So you're kind of seeing both coaches Herbert and Rathard really trying to almost stalemate the other side, trying to get a checkmate on a game of chess. But right now, it hasn't been able to work out for either one, but it really shows the intelligence and the fortitude of both coaches trying to really outsmart the other. Stalzer going to give it up to Settle. MTSU up along the near side trying to do something. A big crowd down there. Stalzer sends it over and turns it right back to Ole Miss, and here come the Rebels. Ole Miss sending it over with the shot inside, almost had something there, but nothing was cooking in the kitchen for Austin Pellegrino. MTSU going to try to cook up their own souffle. MTSU looking to take it to the near side. Rebels shot inside and a nice glove save. Ryan Bobrow once again. We talked about how he was starting tonight. He is proving why Coach Rather has so much confidence in him.
Absolutely. I mean, with all this Predator stuff around, he looks like Pecorine out there.
Having that Pecorine-esque performance. Gotta love what you see here. Maybe you say Saros, depending on your flavor. Really nicely done here by him. And definitely has had a nice performance thus far, but he's gonna have to keep it up. Rebels play it again to the inside. Turned over off the deflection, and Ole Miss will get it right back. Rebels take it to the inside, looking over. Puck's given back along the blue line. Ole Miss continuing to attack, but they give it right over to Lyndon Palmer, who's dangerous with the puck, got deflected, and finds Settle. Settle with it. Had to avoid an offsides there. He could have gotten it to Palmer, and instead it's going to be turned over for Ole Miss, but MTSU is going to be waiting on it. Nicholas Knights now. Nicholas Knights finds his man. It's going to be Corey Settle trying to do something with it, but again, in that crowd of hockey players, it was a big-time scrum to try to get the puck, and Ole Miss came out with it. And the puck will be still played along the near side, and finally MTSU does emerge with it, and we're going to see yet another stoppage. So, again, the tempo gets slowed down. We've seen a lot of stoppages of play here, and Matt, you got to be careful as a player to not to let that get you out of your zone.
Absolutely. You know, majority of this game is going to be a mental battle, and so if you let the emotions get to you, the other team's going to take advantage of that. And, you got to look out for that. Looks like we have a penalty on the Raiders. Let's see if they can hold down the fort. That's a 5-on-4.
Oh boy, that is a costly one right there. It's like a home mortgage. You do not want to have to deal with that later on. Rebels trying to do something with it to the inside, almost did. Cleared out by Corey Settle, nicely done. And it's going to be given right back over to Troy for Ole Miss. So penalty for Ole Miss, and MTSU trying to avoid this. They did score a shorthanded goal against Georgia Tech in their first game of the season. Could they get similar success here? Or maybe the primary goal is mainly to just make sure this one doesn't go anywhere. Did kill quite a few power plays for Ole Miss last night. And moving back to the outside. Robinson to the inside, nothing doing yet. And the puck will be shot inside, and a nice save again by Bobrow.
It's what we need from Bobrow tonight. I mean, executing on the attempts where it's one-on-one and it has an open shot with no team help. It looks like he's, making his time on the ice meaningful.
Well, Bobrow is like Clint Eastwood. You cannot make him blink. You cannot make him sweat. He will continue to stare you down and make sure nothing gets past him. He's done that so far. Time will tell if that narrative stays the same. Ole Miss can try to do something with it. It's Luff. Luff to the inside, and it's going to be taken away. Nice play by Orcon. And Ole Miss will clear it out for the moment. Ole Miss continues to apply pressure. Just over a minute to go on the power play. Open the outside, and a missed play that time by the Rebels, and that was costly for Cole Waddell.
Huge shot there for the Raiders, looking to kill this last 50 seconds of this penalty.
Loof on the merry-go-round for Ole Miss, gives it back over, finds his man. It's Joseph Robinson. Robinson looking to the inside, circles back, and he'll take it over from the near side once more. Ole Miss very methodical right now. You can see almost like the Tom Brady-esque offense here, Matt. Just very slowly trying to lure MTSU into a mistake here on the power play. And a nice, again, pad save by Bobrow.
You said Tom Brady offense out there, but you always got that Revis Island out there, and that's what Bobrow's looking like now.
Yeah, if you're Ole Miss, hey, if you have to dink and dunk your way to a goal, then you'll absolutely take that. But you also have to wonder if they need to be in a bit more of an attack mode here with MTSU's defense. But the Blue Raiders have shown they've been up to the challenge of power plays, trying to do that once again. Up along the near side, and a big mosh pit down there once again, searching after the puck. And MTSU comes out with it. Nice clear by Siciliano.
And this will kill the penalty. Back to 5-on-5 hockey.
Nicely done by MTSU. Very much more disciplined tonight than they were at times last night against this Rebel squad. You can tell they're playing with a focus. Palmer takes a shot. Palmer trying to get it back. MTSU with it. An Ole Miss player, I believe, lost their stick. And MTSU going to try to roast some marshmallows here, but instead it's going to be Ole Miss. And another big shot by Albany's. And that's going to be a penalty, I believe. Penalty is going to be called, and that should be on Albany's. And you can see Ole Miss player number 22 there dealing with a little bit of an injury, potentially. Hopefully he's okay. But again, another costly penalty for MTSU, and Matt, we talked about it in the pregame, how crucial it was to avoid these very mistakes, and already MTSU has been allowing a couple of these opportunities.
Absolutely. We already had 3 players sent to the penalty box this period, so they got to really, if they want to win this hockey game, they really got to, lower that down and, got to execute on their chances.
Right you are. Puck's going to be played back to Loof on the outside. And Ole Miss going to send it deep once more. And it's going to be almost saved, and it will be saved for the moment by Bobrow. MTSU going to try to just watch this one be sent back. The Rebels will have to play it from the forward side once again. MTSU trying to do something here. But at the end of the day, the main goal is to keep it at center ice, keep it back from your own zone. And Palmer took a shot, nicely done. Well-disciplined defense up against Cole Waddell that time.
Absolutely. You gotta look to make these stops, and you gotta be in their face. You can't let them get open shots.
Great point. You want to avoid those open opportunities to give up easy goals. And another stoppage. You see Bobrow discussing with Thomas as to what their next course of action will be. We'll get another face-off between these two. Gotta say, the atmosphere here, absolutely electric.
Absolutely. I was talking with the fans last night, and they were ready for this game. They were looking to get revenge after last night.
And you talk about how electric it is, a very combustible atmosphere. It's almost like Diet Coke and Mentos. So much riding on this game here tonight between these two. So much on the line with bragging rights. Shot to the inside, and Ole Miss does convert on the power play, and it's going to be Matthew Warnick for Ole Miss. So the Rebels strike first with a cold-blooded goal.
Now, if you're the Blue Raiders, you really can't let this get to your head. You go down 1-0 early on, you just got to fight back, You got 1 minute left about into the penalty, so you just got to come back, finish strong and try to get that goal back.
Yeah, Matthew Warnick with a Pluto levels of cold goal right there for Ole Miss, and MTSU finds themselves in a 1-0 hole early. And we talked about the power plays and how Ole Miss have been knocking on the door. Eventually, somebody answered. Rebels find themselves in a 1-0 lead, and for the Rowdy Raiders, it's going to be all about not letting that get to your head, as you said, and realizing there's still plenty of time left. 6:37 to go in the first period.
Looks like there's a little clock malfunction with the time in the penalty box.
All right, malfunction in the junction. Now it's fixed. Ole Miss will take it back. Power play is over, so Ole Miss and MTSU back to even strength. MTSU almost giving up another goal, but now it's going to be the Rowdy Raiders with an opportunity. Here comes Siciliano. Look at that move to the inside, trying to do something, and can't quite get past the Ole Miss defense once more. Siciliano going to try to send it over, looking for a wrench. Puck will be played deep, and Ole Miss does clear it out. And hustling for it is, looks like Pignoco trying to get a stick on it, and it looks like an icing will be called.
We thought it was a bakery with how many icings we've had tonight.
Good point, good point. We've seen a lot of icing here tonight. It looks like a bakery. It looks like a Walmart deli aisle kind of deal right now. Wrench with the face-off chance here, and immediately it's going to be waved off. And Palmer and Settle look like trying to come in, and they're going to go right back out. So perhaps some miscommunication there. Bad Wi-Fi connection?
What's that boost?
Must be, must be. Puck's played to the inside, and the shot will be no good. So Troy covers it up and says, no way, not going to happen on my watch. MTSU's going to have to try again.
All let's talk about Troy and the red jerseys. I thought this was High School Musical out here.
Definitely seems that way. We're going to see another bit of substitutions here for MTSU. We're going to see Settle come in for the Blue Raiders. Settle will give it over, find his man. Lyndon Palmer with a shot. It almost went in, and now the rebound, and it's just off the mark. Unreal. Looked like Clay Stalls or Lyndon Palmer. Either one of them could have had it. But at the end of the day, nobody gets the biscuit in the basket.
Two beautiful shots on goal there. You got to give props to the goalie there. Made some excellent stops, and but MTSU's got to keep attacking. Some of those goals are going to go in sooner or later, and you just got to keep doing it. If you stop and try to play conservative, it's not going to happen.
Well, Lyndon Palmer, this guy makes as much noise as AirPods do, and he was trying to do something on the inside, but you saw the Ole Miss defense was ready for it. Really, it was Troy who was able to come up with that clutch save at the perfect moment. He has been absolutely excellent tonight. Yarger going to try to do something with it on the inside, gives it over to Settle, and Michael Settle will turn it back over. Ole Miss, nice play that time by Lyndon Palmer with the glove hand. MTSU will take it once again. Lyndon Palmer, the ice bender with the shot inside, nothing doing.
Seems like we got a power play here for MTSU. Looks like they need to execute here in the Ole Miss zone.
Power play for the Rowdy Raiders. Now their chance to dance. Puck's played over, just over the head of Troy. Rather with it. Rather going to give it back over. Looking to the inside once again, looking for Clay Stalzer. Stalzer, big time shot trying to be delivered. Does find his man, or had a man for a moment, and it's just off the mark again, Clay Stalzer. So close and yet so far. Rebound, nothing doing, and now it's played off. Palmer will have to retool the offense once more. Stalzer trying to get it, it's deflected, and looks like we're going to see a quick line change for MTSU. Ole Miss will send it deep as MTSU gets some fresh legs. Siciliano and Thomas, among others, back in the game. But Matt, you got to understand the urgency of the power play right now for the Rowdy Raiders.
Absolutely. You let a shorthand goal go in for the Ole Miss Rebels, so you have to execute when you have it.
Siciliano had an opportunity, whiffed on the goal opportunity, and Rebels will send it deep again, and it's cleared out. MTSU might only have a couple more of these chances to blitz this Ole Miss defense. Let's see if they can become Barry Sanders and get through the evasiveness. We've got Wrench here. Wrench circling back, finding his man. It's Siciliano. Matthew Siciliano to the inside. Almost covered up by Troy. Wrench trying to do something with it. Sends it back. Looking for the shot inside. No good, and then it's getting covered up. So Troy does it again and denies MTSU right on the doorstep of the net.
Big face-off here with 15 seconds left in the power play. You're looking for an attack here by the Blue Raiders.
MTSU trying to strike, trying to blind Ole Miss with the lights. Trying to save it, cannot. And that was a crucial miss for MTSU. Thomas will try to do something with it. Thomas gives it up. Ole Miss with it now. And the power play's officially been killed, so back to even strength for the moment. Sending it over. Trying to find somebody in there for Ole Miss. Wrench trying to come up with it, and does find his man. MTSU holds with it. It's Thomas, and here comes Thomas, who's just gonna give it back over. Puck sent deep along the boards, and MTSU will give it back to Ole Miss as a line change takes place. Trying to poke it out is Albanese. Albanese does come up with it. Albanese with it, chasing it down. Albanese trying to find somebody open. Puck is going to be played up. Pop fly. And Ole Miss will emerge with it once again. Oh, what a move to the inside once again by the Rebels. And Ole Miss trying to do something with it. It won't matter. MTSU's got it. Puck's played, trying to find Albanese. Deflected. There's Blake Neiman. Neiman in the game. Neiman gets the pass off to the Rebels. Ole Miss will take it back. Land Sharks inside and goes up and over the net and out of play.
You know, they can keep shooting at that net all night. I'll take that.
That's the net we'd want to see. That is the fish we want to catch if you're MTSU. But it's not going to be what Ole Miss would like. If you're Land Sharks, you don't want to get entangled in that net. It's a dangerous place for Sharks to be. And we're going to see the face-off coming up for MTSU. Raiders will watch it go over their heads, and it's going to be Ole Miss up from back from behind the net, trying to sneak up. MTSU, oh boy, almost went in right past Bobro. And going to be back along the near side. And Ole Miss again with that methodical offense here. Power play is over. Even strength. Ole Miss will look back. Loof trying to do something with it. Luke's going to watch as MTSU will take it for the moment. And here comes Siciliano. He's got one-on-one. Siciliano, blazing speed, shot no good. Siciliano has had a couple of those good looks here tonight, but hasn't been able to convert on either one of them.
Just got to keep attacking with those good looks. I mean, you know, sooner or later you're going to get to execute those. And if we keep attacking, you know, it's going to wear down this defense for the Rebels.
Yeah, if you shoot your shot, eventually it will strike right inside the 10 ring. MTSU trying to do that here. Settle with it. It's going to be Michael Settle with the shot way up in the air. And you talk about air traffic control. That one went into the crowd and out of play. Great souvenir for somebody.
You know, that kind of looked like the shot I had against the girls' DMs. Man, way
off.
off.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that definitely is something that happened, man. We're going to see a face-off coming up here for Settle. And Settle will play it out again for Ole Miss. Ole Miss will take it back. And We will see MTSU trying to get it up along the net into the inside. Nothing doing, still poking around for it. Who's going to come up with the puck? And it's getting chippy down there like a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos once again. And we'll see what happens at the end of this situation. So we're going to see the face-off coming up here for MTSU. Just a minute 35 remaining at the end of the first period. MTSU trying to get one last strike. Shot inside, nothing doing, and it goes in! The ice bender! Just entered the Avatar State. MTSU ties it up at 1.
Again, keeping the puck into the Ole Miss zone, you're going to, sooner or later, it's going to go into the net.
You keep knocking on the door, sometime eventually the homeowner will answer. MTSU does it with Lyndon Palmer, the ice bender. And the Rowdy Raiders have tied it at 1, and that is just what the doctor ordered. Minute and a half remaining, exactly on the dot here in the first period. And Matt, that is an absolutely massive goal for MTSU's morale. Absolutely.
Change the tides of the period. You got to play it period by period. You got to win each period. Going down 1-0 heading into the second is a completely different game than going in 1-1.
Let's see if MTSU has any shot at making it double or nothing. Trying to get successful like a night out on Vegas. It's going to be sent deep again for Ole Miss. Puck's played up and still poking around. Now here comes an opportunity once again. Settle. Oh, just got it picked off by the Rebels once again. The Ice Sharks, have been very solid at being able to stop a lot of these MTSU runs, and icing's going to be called. 54.4 left on the clock in the first period. And an absolutely thrilling game thus far between two teams that, Matt, we knew had a lot to play for going in. When we knew that goals were going to be tougher to come by in this rivalry, but so far both teams have been one strike. Face-off up to come. And Ole Miss had it for the moment. MTSU takes it. Ignoko with almost with a shot. Knight sends it deep off the blue line. Nothing doing. Ole Miss will send it back over up along the benches. Deflects off of a MTSU player. I believe that was Pignoko. Ole Miss pokes it away and takes it up the rink once more. Rebels with it. Pass over. And it's going to be Luff. Luff to the inside. Deflected and taken away by Nick Knights. And deflected way up in the air on the pop fly. It's caught by MTSU for the moment. Got to get out of there. Knights does find a way out. And Ole Miss will have to try once more. Knights sends it up along the boards. And the final 12.9 will run off soon. Another icing is going to be called. So this will be the last chance to dance for either one. We'll see if they'll get a date to the prom soon. Face-off coming up here for both sides. And Matt, we've discussed, we've seen the first period and how it's played out thus far. Has the physicality matched what you've seen, what you expected?
Absolutely. I mean, from both sides, we had that big hit early on. It shows the emotions are being shown for Ole Miss. Looks like the physicality has slowed down a little bit, but I expect more later on in the game.
Well, great point you bring up there, partner, and that's going to do it for the first period. 1-1 here at the Ice Castle. MTSU and Ole Miss tied at 1 apiece, but what an exciting first period that it was, Matt. We saw both teams go back and forth delivering their best possible shots. Ole Miss got the early strike off the power play, but it was MTSU late going with Lyndon Palmer, the ice bender off the deflection, who put it right in the back of the net. And now MTSU finds themselves in the perfect position to do something going into the second period. Matt, how crucial is it going to be for somebody to establish a big tone-setting moment here in the second period?
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be huge. I mean, the speculation around this game was how, physical is it going to be? How many hits are we going to see? How is emotions going to ride into this game? So you really got to come out on top. You really got to have that big dog mentality. If they come out in the next period and they look kind of skittish and all that, it's not going to end well.
All right, second question I got for you. How does MTSU cut back on those really costly penalties going into the second period as well?
You just got to play smart hockey there. You got to realize when you got to be physical and when you got to get up in the grill of the other people. But you also got to realize that, at times it's best if you're not trying to, do too much. You got to learn, keep it simple. And at times, being simple is the best way to play hockey. And, you got to be physical at times, but you also got to be, smart when you're physical. Just like it was stated before, if you're, just playing out there to go hit, you're not going to end. It's not going to end well for you.
Great point to bring up there, partner. And we're going to now send it to break here from the Fordyce Center of the Ice Castle. But, folks, don't go anywhere. More Rowdy Raider hockey action coming to you live here. We're going to get back to you very shortly. Stay tuned here on the MTN Sports YouTube channel. Come back for the second period.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet far. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2.
I'm going to that game.